Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So you might want to grab your peg leg and maybe a healthy dose of scurvy, because today we're going to talk about anime and manga piracy, a topic that has been an ongoing theme on this channel, but after we go through today's story, you might understand why some people are concerned that the policing of these sites will no longer be limited to Japan, reflected by a new campaign backed by major manga publishers that we'll get into shortly. So if you've been keeping up with the whole Toei Animation versus Totally Not Mark situation, you can see how broken copyright laws are. And due to the nature of it, a Japanese studio exploiting copyright rules of a private US company against an Irish creator, this situation is sloppier than a sorority girl after a case of White Claws. It's a complete mess. And this situation is unique, but the difficulty surrounding it is not. Media is inherently globalized, and a lot of the difficulty dealing with copyright stems from the overlap of laws and policies from different countries, regions, and companies when trying to enforce anything. A country applying copyright laws to its own citizens is already a challenge. It's definitely not the easiest set of laws to apply, but it's something that happens every day. And of course it differs from country to country, but in the US, copyright laws are relatively straightforward, at least as straightforward as it can be for a subjective legal analysis. At the federal level, there's only 4 factors a judge applies to determine fair use, and despite what YouTube has you conditioned to think, these are applied very broadly, to the point where fair use has been found in compilations of other creators' works. Things get messy in the US when these laws are applied to private companies like YouTube, who can apply their own site rules. And while YouTube uses these federally based factors as a guide, you can see that they don't use them faithfully. Like, not at all. And in our neck of the woods, copyright issues are a constant discussion when it comes to anime and manga piracy websites. At this point, there is a massive amount of content out there, content being taken from Japan of course, which is then shared with the rest of the world through these illegal websites. Japan, based on its copyright laws, has historically had a very difficult time enforcing these rules even on its own citizens, until January 2021 when these laws were tweaked, giving studios and publishers much more power to enforce takedowns of piracy websites. In wake of this, many Japanese-run piracy sites were taken down this year. However, that's just it. These laws only apply to piracy websites run by Japanese citizens. The rest of the world is not affected by these laws. However, in the year 2021, we also saw a major development in the realm of anime and manga piracy. A few months ago, US-based companies like Funimation began issuing waves of DMCA takedowns of large manga piracy apps. While effective at forcing the shutdown of many piracy apps, it was limited to just that, pretty much spitting in the ocean, and Japanese studios and prosecutors want more. Which finally leads us to today's news. Major manga publishers from Japan are now calling on the United States and its courts to begin the legal takedown of piracy sites based in its country for copyright violations. And some of these potential takedowns include piracy sites with a staggering 100 million plus visitors per month. The idea is you take down the big piracy sites and it'll cause a sort of domino effect, set precedents going forward, and scare off many other piracy sites. While the push at first glance might seem threatening, just like with any other country, I highly doubt that the United States will do much about this. To participate in it, you're effectively hauling your own citizens to court for the sole benefit of companies in another country. And consider the fact that this push is only by manga publishers and not even by anime studios. And if we look at the historical cases, when you take down one piracy site, at least 3 spawn in its place. And I have to be honest, action is unlikely to happen here, but hey, I've been surprised before. So what do you guys think? A pretty radical development given the history of the application of copyright laws for anime and manga, but do you think it will lead anywhere? Even if successful, will this do anything for the industry? Let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. But that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.